Right. Thank you so much, Mokada. Very fast, James.
Uh, MP out, good morning. It is 5 a.m. I won't be so fast. But thank you for making the platform a platform for learning. Since you're talking about good mothers, good fathers, I'll talk about my mother briefly. She died in 2019 when I was here, and I never buried her. So I have that trauma because my mother was a loving mother and she was a community woman. And yazaala ffe abalenzi musanvu n'azaala abawala basatu, and me I'm doing the opposite. But, nzaala
Opposite
abawala
of being good or
but
what?
kuzaala abawala gwesooka musirike mbadde sirogera musirike njogere. And so I'm picking from mama cook the cooking mother.
Mama D.
Mama food, yeah.
mama food.
Yes.
So my mother trained us such that we became women. She said, because from child 1 to child 7 were all boys. And so she said, at that time started training us at Sazaala abawala, so mujja kukola emirimu gy'abawala. And yet she was this woman who trained, they used to do community competitions, cooking and what have you. So she involved us in all that cooking. So if you're a woman and you come to cook for us or get married to us, if you don't know how to cook, you're in trouble. But we pass on those skills. Any person, any woman who passes in my path will learn how to cook. Actually, we were supposed to be in the hotel industry other than being what we are today. So we do a lot of cooking and we eat good food. But there is a word she used to use that I have heard from Mama Food. Pobato, if you don't have love, you will not cook good food. When you love, you will cook good food for the person, because in that you want that person to feel the taste. You want that person to feel the taste. So the taste of food comes out because you love the person you're cooking for. And so when I tell you, of course I went to your inbox and I told you, so give me a microphone. I was explaining why I raised my hand. So I do some of those things not because, but it was a person, something that was passed on as a skill. And I have put for you a few menus on the tweet, how to make fish. Abaana abato tebasobola okulya ebyennyanja baba batya amaaso batya amagumba. At home we used to pound fish, but when I came to America, America has grinding machines, very good grinding machine that can grind bones of cows. So I bought one that grinds fish. So you can grind fish and put it in the beans, put it in the granite stew, or just make matoke, akatogo noyiwamu obunga bw'ebyennyanja, and you just get the taste of fish. I just posted it there. Then back to a few things. I think the last person who was speaking has spoken what I already posted it there, that he was talking about the things of NCNSUBIZE. Uganda is a broken society. Uganda is a broken society. You just feel it. For example, I have been 9 years away from my other children in Uganda. I have some children in Uganda. I've been 9 years away. Those ones are now without a father. They look like the Mulekwa. They only hope they know that their father is in America and that kind of thing. But though we connect. Well, I have been to places. I have been with children because I'm a trained pediatrician, clinical pediatrician. The kids, first of all, like HIV alone, desolated families. Then from HIV, then the poverty has desolated families. Then the fathers who are away, the mothers who are away, it is just society destroyed. In fact, you come to this place, I hear Janet Museveni telling you, give an A, give what? These are things that are given by school in a school health program. The school gives such things at school. For me, Coming Friday, if I'm still here, if I'm still alive, I'll show you how much food my children come back with for a weekend from school. The school knows that on the weekend, maybe they are not in school, so they're not feeding. So the school gives them, loads them with the food, eggs, milk, beef, chicken, whatever. The school. We have been on holiday, summer holiday, and I almost didn't buy food from the market because the schools were visiting us with food. The schools bring food at home. And when you hear Janet Museveni, I think you're a minister. That woman is a minister. She should be knowing what I'm talking about. She has walked, they have moved. It hurts to hear these people throw insult at poor people. Poor people. What do we have? Yes, we don't need people who can buy eggs. The people who can buy milk. But school health programs are supposed to take care of that. School health programs are supposed to have social workers who see children. This child today doesn't look good. This child today, in fact, your child will come back with a report from school always if a child went and had a bad. The teachers are able to see. So, anyway, then I wanted to advise Mama Food also because she talks of programs, but you can do what we call a market fair. Ogenda n'ofumba emmere, you okola omwoleso, because this is what we have just had a 3 days World Food Festival here. People stage and cook and you only go there to eat and buy food. You eat and buy food. It's a form of a way you can raise money. Into otadonti yes abagala kulya kumere ya mama food muite wano. Then you set up your stage and then with the small girls cooking and not have abawereze emmere, and then people just pass through and they're learning because this food festival is about looking at different cultures, how cultures prepare food. In fact, next year I have made a video. You saw it. I think I was complaining and I was informing the US Embassy. We want to participate in the food festival next year. I want Ugandans because that could be an opportunity. Maybe you can, Mama Food can come here and because a plate of food at $12, especially if your food is unique, you cannot exhaust the lines. So people just line for 3 days on the streets just to eat, and there's of course music and drinks and whatever, but eating is the main thing. It's a food festival. But these are things byetulabanga tutambudde. Nze waliwo ebintu byendabye wano bingi nnyo that I feel wasted because like how can I get a good Uganda where you can pass on skills that you see here? Waliwo byetulaba wano ebipya bw'oba otambudde no. This is what I normally tell Ugandans who are here. The singa wajja wano n'obwongo obulungi nga it is a rich place to pick a few things. Naye we pick wrong things. But the other thing I wanted to mention also is, do you look through people who are on the space? There's this girl called Amani Baby. There's a time I told him to mind her uterus. She talks a lot of trash, but now she's here. But I think this is what I told you, that Mwanirize, I'm sure she has learned something new. They really post trash all the time, but she's here. She has been here listening. This girl in blue. Follow her wall and you see what she posts. But we are welcoming her.
Amani, her second name is trash. That one.
No, what I'm saying. I wanted to say, no, she's not the only one following us. Everybody who is here, they're following us. Be a platform for learning. In fact, that's what I wanted to appreciate you people for. Have a reason why people come here. They should not come here because we trash them. They should not come here but I want them to come here because what we are trying to show them the good side of the world that we want. And we are in a sinking ship. Whether they are the other side, they can post whatever. Whoever is posting, whoever is talking, whatever. Because now they have told all of us to have eggs. Do they have them? Me, I have eggs in the house. I can go you and show you eggs. I have milk excess. At a liter, at 5 liter jerrycan at $3. I have milk.
So the people in class of Amani, these are not ladies. Let's not spoil the image of ladies saying these are ladies. These are fucking men like you and me seated behind 10, 20.
I'm not a fucking man.
That is the reality.
I'm not a fucking man.
That
Come
is
on.
the reality.
Remove that statement. Well, okay, I've understood your point, but what I'm saying, they can hide, they can do what, but when we're all on a sinking ship, they should aim at how do we throw sails other than make more holes in the ship. And that's what, for me, I'm only saying, thank you for making this platform an attractive platform, because I have never had, for me, I want even the NRM to make a space and we join and listen, because if we went there, we shall also tell them how the country is failing. But if they come to listen to us, spying or whether spying, for me, even like I will tell them, if you know you're a spy, identify yourself, tell me you're a spy, because me, I'm a medic. I will fight you using medicine. I am in America, but I know all the hospitals in Uganda. I know where to refer you. I know where to deny you referral. So identify yourself and we know yourself and we fight, because there's no need to fight if you want us to fight. Put on gloves, I put on gloves. We fight. But that country is sinking. That country is sinking. So we need to save the country. If the Chinese have now put a market in Uganda to sell those cheaper things, they're throwing away all we know market. They're throwing. So we need to save a country. And that's why I was telling you yesterday that we are speaking, we are protesting, we are destitutes. Me who is speaking, go to Busia, come to my district, come to my village, and I just take you to pick gold. But right now, that's the Chinese picking gold. And we're just here fighting each other. So, thank you for keeping the platform alive. Just make it a platform for people to come and learn and retain them. That's what I'm saying. We are angry. I'm angry myself. That's why I promise you that I'll fight anyone who fights me. Identify yourself and we'll have a good fight. Gonkuba masasi nze nkukuba empiso. Esasi liberalimu. Nempise, that's why we give medicine in smaller doses. If they say give 5 milligrams and I gave you 20 milligrams, you'll not wake up. So don't weaponize us. Make us, keep us, let us stay medical. That's why I see we are attracting everyone. Depending on how much we speak, we also get annoyed. I listen to things that annoy me. Sometimes I'm like, I wish I can treat that person. I am IV. That's how you, it's easier to kill in medicine. I am intramuscularly. Give it intravenously. Just transfer drug to a different route. But you not hide forever. So, mwebali, I wanted to say that.
All right.
Good morning.
Thank you so much.
She's in safe hands. Trust me, she's in safe hands.
Okay. So James, please invite Mama D to the next International Food Festival. Abantu abalabe kumere nungi. Abantu abalabe kumere nungi. So yeah, Mama D, Mama D bulijjo James atugamba wano yabadde ku International Food Festival naye nga tabitegeera. Ayagala mmere ya Uganda talina kyalaba. Tebalina mmere kati Mama D ali ene mmere ayina so James, please connect Mama D to International Food Festival. Abafumbire mmere mulabe what ekinyebwa kikitegeeza, kinyebwa ky'oluwombo. Okay guys, I want to give microphone to Dr. Morgan, 2 minutes. Then after I'll give Moji Martin. After I'll come to Mama D. Mama D, this question will also come to you after Moji Martin. Our girls, but one of them is Praise. She was protesting, supporting, and crying aloud for the people of Kitezi. Now that you are, maybe right now I'm talking to you, you might be in Kitezi. Those people are aware that Ugandans are really fighting for them. You are on the ground in Kitezi. If they are not aware, will you be able to send a message? You have the smartphone. You can show them that really Ugandans fighting for them. So you'll just give us information about that. So, Dr. Morgan.
Thank you, Suna. Sarah, are you here? Be nice. Sarah.
I think she's there. I can see. Sarah?
Yes, I
Okay.
am.
Okay. When we were talking, the conversation redirected itself to talk about, love. But at the end of the day, I think love depends on the mental state of a person. I can't love when my mental health is not right. Newona yagala otya nkwagale mu ngeri gy'oyagala okwagalwamu nga my mental health is not on the right point. Tekisoboka. We are in a country where we don't know whether we are going through something or something is going through us, but it is one of the two. Either you're going through something oba waliwo ekikuyitamu. And the truth is, fena ng'eggwanga we have mental problems. You might accept or you might not accept, but that is the reality. Even the strongest person we have, kyova abakugamba nti 90% fena ku bantu 100 b'osanga abantu 9 balalu. No, obulalu tebagamba kukwata jjinja kukuba muntu. That is not the madness they are talking about. Maybe your level of madness has not reached to that point, but you are mad to a certain level of extent. But the mere fact that I can't love Mama D the way she must be loved, it means I'm mad. By the mere fact that I can't feel the pain of Sheshe, it means I'm mad. So as a country, we need to redirect the conversation around everything. Trust me, even the people that are corrupt, they are also mad. Because if they were in their right senses, they wouldn't be corrupt to a point of stealing a hospital. Yes, Sarah. Sarah.
To the point of stealing Mabati. You are rich and you steal Mabati. That is madness.
I was waiting for you to finish so I can talk
No,
about
you can
the
come
emptiness.
in.
Okay, so you're talking about the fact that you cannot love Mama D the way she wants to be loved.
No,
Most
put it
cases
right, Sarah. Put it right. I didn't say I can't. I was just giving
you
an
might.
example.
We want to what the
I
example
can.
into oyinza okuba yeah was what example nti kale omusajja ayinza okuba nga tasobola kwagala omukyala the way she wants to be loved. It doesn't mean that nti oba ayina ekikyamu. Most cases tamanyi, well, everyone translates or alaga omukwano gwe in a different way. Ne waliwo omuntu nga tali capable of loving because abalayinza okuba nga ali capable naye nga alina blockages, nga blockages ezo tezijja mukkiriza kulaga Mama D mukwano kuba naye kennyini tamanyi mukwano kitegeeza ki, oba tasobola gwa accessinga for many different reasons oba ayina abandonment issues from a very young age, ayinza okuba nga ayina neglect, nga ayina cut all those things nebijja nagamba naye Mama D wenna amwagala ajja kundekawo. And again, I wasn't able to finish my story. It's not that I want to talk about myself. Naye I wanted to use it as an example. Once my dad we yafanga ndi mwana muto, and the fact that yali ampromising nze byali agenda okundetera from that trip is the one thing that I kept asking myself. Naye he cannot die nga tampadde kino ekintu, he cannot die nga tampadde kino, tasobola butakomawo nga he didn't fulfill this thing. And over the years that emotion egenda ekyuka as you grow, and I believe it's the same for men. Ejja ekyuka n'ekyuka then nobeera n'eyo sijja giyita insecurity, nja giyita trust issue, n'ogamba naye taata wange cause fe abawala tutandika our first love is our dad. Taata wange waba nga asobola okunnimba kino gundi ajja kuba wenayagala ono omusajja naye alabika nnimba, wenayagala ono. So obeera n'ogenda mu relationship neyo negative emotion nga it's constantly playing in your subconscious. Oli ne bwajja n'akugamba nti oba kiki. So in the same on the same token, n'abasajja era waliwo abasajja abalina issues bwe zityo or well, everyone has a different upbringing. Naye nga kyamu affecting to a point nti wadde yandyagadde nnyo nnyo okwagala mama ddi wadde yandyagadde okukola ki naye but this thing, but how come this happened to me? Whether they're able to articulate it or not, that's a different issue. And that's why, again, going back to that, and sometimes we need to revisit our inner child, our childhood memories, our childhood pains ze twayitamu okusobola okuziclearinga tusobole okuba nga tusobola okwagala mamaddi obulungi. Now going back to corruption n'abantu ababbi na biki ojja kwesanga nti some of them come from a place of nti yakula ayina ennaku agamba ne nga whatever experiences they might have had now beetaaga help, they need emotional help to be able to see things the way we see them. So fenna twetaaga healing, to be honest. So kankuddiza akazindaalo, I wanted to point out nti yes, tubeera ne blockages ezitatukkiriza kwagala abantu the way we should love them. And sometimes it's until we heal those blockages that we're able to see things differently, and again to even respond differently. Ojja kwesanga nti these emotions turning into we react differently socially. No banga wogenda out or better, or you're in a social awkwardness, and again it goes back to what happened to when you were a little girl or boy, and so many other manifestations ezibeerawo nga tukuze, and in most cases we're not even able to pinpoint kiki ekyakola ekyaleeta ekyo. I recently made a post about Malema Birizi, again ejja mukozesanga as an example, because he came out and said how he was treated as a child. Taata we engeri gye baamukuzaamu ne stepmom, and it's evident why he's constantly seeking justice. Justice Yamale Mabirizi yatandikanga mwana muto. There's an interview he did a while back, and even before that interview, I always said this man has some inner child issues he needs to resolve. Naye omulaba ayina that hunger, like he wants to revenge, but the revenge jakola it's misdirected. He needs to go back and revisit those issues when he was a child, how they didn't want him to go to school and all that sort of thing. So yes, we behave sometimes the way we do because of those childhood traumas. Zetubate twahilinga. I
Right.
yield the mic.
Right, Muji Martin.
Okay, thank you, Sarah, for that. Good afternoon, guys. Good evening, good morning. Good thing Sarah is on. One thing
But Muji Martin, can you get a better place? We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Can you get close to the phone?
I think I can hear him.
Can you
I
hear me?
think I can hear. Just maybe it's you. Just maybe it's you.
Okay.
Okay, so what I was trying to say is one of the problems we have today is the neglect of the boy child. I think we've over focused on the kids, the ladies, and forgotten that men also need, I think, like a seminar or some moment of truth where they can share out their grievances. Because men naturally rarely speak things out, whatever they're going through. So you find that becoming like a stone within them and affects how they relate with people in society. The other thing I'll also talk about is we forget that 80% of the guys hurting ladies, it's because of at a particular point they were disappointed. And so once they were disappointed, so they harbor that pain and the level of trust reduces. So the next person they date might want 100% from them, but they will be not able to be giving out fully because of that first impact that happened to them before. So you find the likes of people like Mama D or Good Girl hitting the wrong buttons, not because basically that they are savages or bad people, but because it goes back to their past. And that's where someone hinted it that sometimes ladies or guys, when you go on a date, it's just not about drinking, eating. Have that one-on-one conversation with someone. Get to know them from the other deeper understanding of things. You either see some brokenness somewhere or any pieces that can really connect the dots. I think if we did that, it will be one way to understand the people we are dealing with. But to sum it all, as you guys prepare for the Chitezi kids, I don't know, you call it counseling or seminar with the ladies, I think in future, let's also have a seminar for the boy child, because there are lots of men going through a lot, and maybe they also need that one-on-one where they can easily speak out. It's not about religion or what. There are times when
we don't even
yes, please.
we don't even want to be by men, because when a man listens to you literally, omusajja nze wengamba musajja munange omanyi kitano wange siri fit omanyi kyagenda okuddamu, you will be fine, because for us as men we think us not being fine is not part of us at all times. You need to be fine. You have to have an answer to something, whether you know it or you don't know it. You must respond. So you find that even your fellow man listening to you he's not going to get the content or the gist of the pain you're feeling. Then when it goes to the side of the ladies, you find a lady also expects you to be at a certain level of seeing things. So she doesn't get to the gist of understanding the real pain that you're going through. Jamugamba tuli bulungi ha oli musajja kiggwe. No, we are also human. We have emotions. We also break. So getting the right person to talk to you is also a problem. Sarah, Mujimatin, if you
I
Okay,
wanted
exactly.
to respond to Moji.
Thanks, Morgan, for adding on that.
Should I?
Kati
Go on,
mugifudde
Sarah.
session baanamu.
no twakkiriziganya nti wano eno tujjawo ne twogera ku buli issue etukwatako kino kimeeza kyaffe, so tuli baddembe okuvuga conversation in any sense of direction gye twagala. Sarah, back to you.
Okay, thank you. Of course, twagala abasajja bali wholesome, abali healed, be basobola okukola okutambuza buli kimu kye twagala okutambuza in as we move forward. So Moja ayogedde ku kya abasajja nabo bahatinga, which is true. Actually, abasajja bahatinga much more than women. But our society yakifuula, especially mu black community, nti omusajja ayina kubeera mugumu, ayina kubeera tough, ayina kubeera a certain way, and anything less than that makes them a weak man, which isn't true. Actually, vulnerability is one of the strongest characters omusajja z'asobola okulaga. But bw'oyogedde ku kyalo osobola okubeera n'omuntu n'aba nga takutegeera nga takola ki. In some cases, I just wanted to mention a few insecurities abasajja ze babeera nazo, and this is one thing omuntu gwagenza okudatinga ayinza obutakitegeera naye waliwo self-fulfilling prophecy. Kati omusajja n'agenda ku date era tugenda kukozesa Mama Ddi kuba wedda mumwepikira munoogenda ku date ogeze ne Mama Ddi oyagala okukola ki, oyagala oyina insecurities zo naye ati toziraze oze cause you're this tough guy, oyagala kuimpressinga, you buy drinks, you buy this, you buy the other, naye ate oleseeyo the most important thing cause Mama Ddi kyayagala okulabamu, ayagala connection, ayagala that deeper connection, naye ate kati mugigoze ogamba Amaddi ono ngenda mulaga nti ki mwendi, but deep down inside otudde bwoti ku table, you're having these drinks, you're looking at how gamba naye Mama Ddi ono nina oyina issues zino zaava dda, nothing to do with her at all, right? Ojja kubeera wegambe, am I even worth loving? Mama Ddi worth her love. So because you feel like you're not worth her love, you're going to try to compensate, even overcompensate. okuba n'omusanyusa. But the more you do that, tandise okumugamba nga I love you because you think that's what she wants to hear. Mama Dia tugambe, the more you use it, the more she can see through that alabe nti onanimba. Naye ate gwe oyagala overcompensating cause you feel you're not worthy of love, and I'm going to mention why you feel that way. Echokubiri or in trust issues. Trust issues is it's got nothing to do with her at all. Nothing. Naye trust issues is whatever happened in your childhood. Nechikuliramu kati niwerabya nokwerabya naye nga otudde gamba naye I can't trust her. I mean, look at her. Even if I went out with her. Kati mujja kufunayo some misunderstanding, you lash out at her. Or like get all reasons why you cannot trust her. And she's going to go like, I haven't given this guy any reason not to trust me. Naye gwengo ina trust issues meza which you haven't healed. Ekirala ojja kubeera weebuuze mama ajja kugamba nze no, I'm looking for a husband, I'm looking for someone to grow old with, someone to get married to. Hagambe ha. Naye ku bintu bye nalaba, I'm not even fit to be a good husband. I will fail her. Look at her. She's so beautiful. She's this. She's hardworking. She's so committed to so many things. Njamo failing. And all these issues, again, sometimes you're looking back at how your dad failed your mom, how your dad wasn't a good father, how your dad, and then you're like, if my dad did this again, abasajja batunuulira nnyo bataata baabwe as the role models, and you best role model, whoever is supposed to be your number one role model, painting in kifaananyi how to be a good man. Naye gwoze, you've gone to school, you've got all the degrees, you've got the good job, you've got the car, you can buy the expensive drinks, but still otudde ogamba I cannot be a good husband. Amajja kugamba njagala twewase ebyo ogambe ebintu nze siri ready. Still ready, you're not even able to articulate totally ready more. Like which area are you not ready? Still ready, nja kukatitani mama diagambe ono naye muyayi. Olaba etufuna miscommunication tino. Fembi tuze, we are at this table, we're not tetuze mu bulambulukufu bwaffe. Tuze twetaddeko zino garments ezigenda okubuzaabuza, and because of that, of course, relationships zigenda kufailinga. Mama di agenda agambe abasajja b'ennaku zino tebaagala kuwasa. N'omusajja agenda agambe abawala kirabika nze I'm not a good man, agenda anoonya omulala. But we pretty much recycling. We are recycling to choose abantu naye nga ffe tetwekyusiza. And I like this saying egamba, we take ourselves wherever we go. We take ourselves wherever we go. Enough ngamba omanyi gundi ono anneme kangende nnoonya omulala. I'm taking myself. I haven't changed. Deep down inside, I'm still that same person who is hurting, who is doubtful, who has self-trust issues, over trust issues rather than self-esteem issues. Era zengenda okutwala ew'omulala ngendera ku date, and you're going to noli naye azze avudde wa mama biganye azze ne trust issues agamba tewali mukazi asobola. Kati if tewali mukazi asobola kwagala, why even wasting my time to take me on a date, right? So this is why we need for abakazi to abakyala tumanyi, or we are able to sit down and go like, okay, what do I need to look into? What do I need to work on? We are able to do that, whereas abasajja bajja they will avoid it as much as possible, and yet that is the one thing we need to do. So we'll courage of overcoming that and be able to have fulfilling relationships. No, I can't come out for
Okay,
now.
I'm back. I'm back from a short break. A short break.
Okay, let me finish up in a minute. Okay, Sarah, thank you for that, and that's what exactly I was saying, that we need a session as a generation or as a group of people, because men, like Dr. Morgan said, sometimes women want to listen to other things than our real conversations that we want to utter out. And sometimes we stay with those conversations because we feel there will be either rejection or a misunderstanding of things. And that's why, like Morgan you share with a homeboy, a colleague, and he'll be, man, chija kugwa. Because we have that thing. We don't go too much into, like, we know we have to hustle out, it will get done. But sometimes men also need that conversation with someone to listen to them and understand what they're going through. And in that way, the more we distance ourselves from listening to each other, we are killing society, because that is why you find a stupid policeman hitting someone as though they don't care that these people are humans, because they have lacked empathy and to feel the pain of another, because they feel like, they will coup you. After all, this is how it is. So we find that we find ourselves in that broken society because of that resentment to come out, to speak out. But if we arrange sessions of girl child, the kids, how we should tame them, how we should skill the mothers, let's look into also at the side of men, because men need serious inner healing from broken relationships in the past that affect them in their present, from broken family systems, from broken society. And I think it goes as far as even reaching the government, where you find someone like, I think Good Girl used that example, someone with the money but still steals Mabati. It's just greed. Kati n'oyo omunoonyerezaako Anita yeetaaga healing etali na ya magogo, etali ya you just realize we need that healing as a country, where we need to get to understand the people who we are, what happened to us in our past. Even Museveni himself needs that analyzing of things, and look to analyzing it, tumutegere yakulira wa, yeah, yavaawa, church muletera okukola bino byalimu. So in that way, I think there we can tame our society and be better men and women. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Muj Martin. Yes, Mama D, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. Do our people in Kitez know that Ugandans are fighting for them? Because we have had a lot of online campaigns and also physical campaigns. Are those people aware that Ugandans are fighting for them? You see, Praise had a placard really, and it went, the entire world has seen how the nude girls protested and in support and of the people in Kitezi, also Sheshe. So do those people aware of the campaigns by Ugandans fighting for them?
Some of them are aware and others are not. But the ones who are aware, are in support. So that's why each time they see me, actually, each time they see the Harrier, Mama D! Like you see people running and they're like, yeah, but at least Vaturani and all. But yeah, I think given the condition and situation they're in, most of them can't really express too much, but they're aware of what's going on and what's happening. And they're hoping that people can get listened to and something will be done eventually. But they really are aware.
Okay, because at least for a very long period of time, Ugandans sometimes thought normally sometimes when you do campaigns, maybe some people we are fighting for, and sometimes they're not aware, as if this kind of feeling when you really don't see how others react, not only the victims but also the people around Kitezi, especially those that are going to be evicted.
Let me tell you, like I said, when I go on ground, I have this thing of trying to talk to you, not really actually talk. When someone sees me and they recognize me, Mama D, how are you today? Katiro tole setozemo tuletera kamere tumisinga kamere ozadi kapilao. Then you're like, hey, kapila ongenda kaleta kati church, what's really happening? Then you try to listen to the person. Yeah, tubiraba bye mukola, by the way, tusimane kakatife. Just twagala kuva wano, omanyi tomanyi kati kiddako okusoma abaana abamu abafe babadde mu boarding. You understand those kind of things, yeah? People talk about these things like they talk about the fact that other people are fighting for them, but then they talk about it in passing and they talk about their current predicament that they're facing. But trust me when I say yes, they see it, they know it, and when we the first time is when we got to talk to them as a whole. They talked about how they know, yes, Mama D, we know you're fighting for us, bichi. Because I was trying to introduce myself, and I'm like, "Kabamu mumanyo baba mute mumanyi bichi." No. So they scream and they're like, "No, we know you. We even know what you're doing." And guess what? Surprisingly, there are even some police officers who are like, "Yeah, we appreciate what you're doing, but sadly we can't do anything about it." Maybe someday when another space is held and I have some time on my hands, I will share a story of how I was going out some Friday night, and I met a police officer trekking and walking, trying to move from hospital heading somewhere else because he was looking for money. And the guy says he had served the Uganda police for over 20 years. Musajja mukulu, but he was trekking. He flagged me down, and of course, you stop when someone in uniform stop, and then stopped me. I thought he wanted to ask for my permit and all, but then he just wanted a lift. He had walked from hospital, from Zambia, walked back to Nigeria police post, and he was all of this. He wanted to get like a pay or borrow money or get like an advance in payment so that he can take his child and wife out of Zambia hospital because they were suffering from meningitis, and they had been stuck there. They could not release them, and he needed to pay. So I'll talk about that story sometime. And I told him, and how I told him, it's such a coincidence. We are the people who are trying to fight for you people, and then you're pushing us into jail. We are fighting for these exact things that you people are suffering from, or the things that are oppressing you and all. But kindly allow me get off from here. It's lunch hour, and I'd like to get back to work. It was nice chatting. Those
Yes. So Mama D,
do
thank
reach
you.
out.
Tomorrow before you go to prison, we will have a space here, of course. Yeah, is it okay you'll be able to attend?
What time? Because normally for us we do 11, so at lunchtime, at least lunchtime, because there is a lot we go through getting into the prisons, the security checks and all. I was thinking if we can do it before 11, of
10,
course I can
10,
drive on
yes.
the phone and
10.
yeah, sure, Kale, I'll be on space. Definitely.
So yeah, so thank you, Mama D.
You too.
Anything you want to tell us before you leave?
Kindly remember to support Mama D anywhere, because Munange, even me, the little I get to put, I don't have any foreign funders. That should be known to the world, Banange, not even the government itself, nothing. I get from Mama D's kitchen. That is my sole business, and that's what I do. Support Mama D whenever you can. Repost, like, share anywhere. Outside catering is what works best for me. And then also the group meals, small parties, and everything else. Then also, whoever can help Banange, whenever I put up a post and say I'm going somewhere, I noticed, yes, people made me Mama D. And I said, how do I put back, or rather, how do I share my voice with the people? But there's only so much one human being can do. Hence, sometimes when I put up my number, a little here and there adds up and tops up onto what we have to do or what needs to be done, or when we get there. And what we okay, and we find out from the prison people. So whenever I call for help, try to repost, like, and share, because you don't know who could be on your timeline who could also help me. Reach out to our people who are voiceless at this point in time, and we are trying to use our voices to all, because I believe all of us have the same common goal. That's to fight corruption and to make sure the ones who are going on ground and fighting on our behalf, doing what we cannot, we also support them and we don't give up on them. And those who can join me for the Chitezi project, let me first get through. We do air brands on the 29th of this month, and then 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of the coming month, we join the Chitezi people to also get them, somewhere in life. and give them hope for a better and brighter future. Bye-bye. Thank you all for loving me and supporting me. Okusingira ddala abanwanirira when people are trying to bash me and drag my name in the mud.
Tujja nabo.
Kale bambi. Love you guys. Mubere bulungi.
Kale, thank you so much, Mama Food. Thank you so much, Mama D, for coming, honoring this. Dr. Morgan, ayagala kubayo.
I love you too, Mama D.
Ndozolengera.
Oh my gosh.
Ndozolengera. Ntegedde. So thank you so much, Mama D. Webali nnyo balire ddala. Yeah, okay.
Nga Mama D tanavaako olaba ne kutwita kuno kuliko abantu bangi singa Mama D okera n'ogamba nti tulinayo olunaku lwa kuyigiriza abaana ba Twitter ku bakinga. You will be surprised the turn up because we are in a broken country. Buli omu alina profession gy'alimu naye it seems not to work out. They feel like add on something. Waliwo atalina na profession gy'alina nga ekyamanyi kyennina kati nga nze kugula data wange nenzija wano ne twogera. Naye wavaayo omuntu ng'ali willing okutuwa skill eyo. I know there are very many people out there abajja okuvaayo ba fundraising for that activity. Tufuna abaana nga baku Twitter nga tubamanyi nti ono tubadde naye wano tunyumya emboozi baveeyo bayige skills zino putting at work in one or another. Kibeeko engeri gye kibongeramu mu bulamu. Naye all that said, I love you so much.
Hey, okay, Kale, thank you so much, Mama D. Thank you so much. Also, the suggestion here, James C. from US, okola ka campaign yao no ita abantu ne baja ne bagula emmere, and then the money is given to the people, supported the people around the affected area. So something like that. Now, we are going to have more engagements. Normally nga bolaba nti we always here anytime bobanga ina time bobanga ina anything, you just come netubanga tuongera. So tomorrow at 10 you will be here with Mama D before she goes to Luzira. What I know is Mutuzo is also going to Luzira today, like has good girl communicated. So we'll get more information from those that went today. At the moment, we would like to continue with our conversation. Because waliwo abantu bamogani abakikoze. Let me use English because now the people, I can see some people from around. So there are some people who had twisted this kind of conversation because they wanted to make a point about their campaign that was specifically Morgan, but we want to go back to our real conversation.
I'm not contesting for any position. I don't know the campaign you're talking about.
So we want to go back, guys. We're talking about the protest. There has been a lot of people supporting the march to parliament, supporting Anita must resign. Actually, at the moment, Anita must resign has got back on the trend. So the protest is really the nude protest really did a lot of work. So this is our conversation, also focusing on the more protests. From yesterday's conversation, we really talked about how like everyone was talking about how the protest has got more ingredients, more ideas, more fronts, and more people committed to do things on their own. So we know that so many people are trying to do a lot in their own circles and all that. So when we come here to speak publicly, we are speaking to those individuals who are having their ideas, who want to execute their ideas. So that's why we always give a positive information to our listeners. So I want to give the microphone to Mukasa. After Mukasa, then Kamoga. After Kamoga, we'll have a Global African Youth Alliance. African Youth Inclusion Alliance. So, okay. Please, Mukasa, have the mic.
James, confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Thank you, guys, for the platform, and a great thanks to the girls of yesterday. I don't know how I can thank them. I don't know whether they understand what they did, but I'm very sure they know, because it has elevated us to some great levels of the fight that we are doing now. Yeah, books will talk about them, and they will be remembered every now and then. See, people who are angry and angry are the one that can do things others want to do in order to have things tomorrow others won't have. And to have a special life, you have to do special things. And that means putting in the work and loving it. So those girls loved, or they love their country. So they are doing whatever is necessary. They are putting in a lot of work. They put a lot of love to do that. We are talking, this is not nakedness. We are calling it nude protest. But some people are saying tradition, and they are saying tradition is not allowing that. Fuck the tradition. What tradition are you talking about in a naked nation? Because literally Uganda is naked. So what is nakedness? Nakedness doesn't mean that you have to put your clothes off. You can be naked. Your mind can be naked. Your action can make you naked. Mpuga nowadays is naked. I don't care about the suits he puts on. I don't care about the English he speaks. I don't care what he is naked. You can be naked in any manner. So if our nation in Uganda is naked, nawe ensi yaffe tuli mugezaako jambaza, temutunyumiza tradition, temutunyumiza bintu bya buwangwa, temutunyumiza mpisa za Buganda, temutunyumiza bintu byonna, because we don't have that anymore. Tetukyalina kye tulina. In fact, bw'otunuulira engoye zaavaawa, batandika evolution y'engoye yavaawa. It's way back, I think 170,000 years ago. The evolution of body leash suggests that it started sometimes around 170,000 years ago. This technology was not even about on a moral concept. It was not about shame. They invented clothes, these animal skin and vegetables. They used them to cover themselves from cold, heat, and rain, especially when they were migrating from Africa, because people started from Africa, then they migrated to other parts of the world. But the reason of inventing this was not about a moral concept. It was they were protecting themselves from cold, heat, and rain. So, Bobango Soma radioactive element half life n'abateebereza okuba ng'ensi ebaddewo bbanga ki, tuteebereza okuba ng'ebaddewo 4 trillion years. 4 trillion years. So bwe kiba nga ebaddewo 4 trillion years back, nga engoye batandika ozambala mu myaka nga as that is 170,000 years ago nga batandika okwambala engoye, kitegeeza abantu babeera bwereere emyaka mingi before engoye zoli mu kwogerako essaawa eno ezijja obuzi. Tulina African cultures mmeka eziraga amabeere. King Muswati waba alonda embeerera z'okuwasa azironda atya? Tibasooka kujjako mabeere ne bagateeka ebweru. And some people, these socialists who are talking about they are very beautiful, even the girls were not beautiful. What is the definition of beauty? How do you define beauty to your understanding? Because you can be very ugly in mind when you have when you have a very nice body anatomy or posture, but we are not going to consider you as beautiful. Us who have cultivated mind, people who have understood that things are beyond what you see, things are inside, things are inner. We have to see the beauty, the inner beauty. No one is beautiful like the girls who were on the streets yesterday. Because their mind of fighting Uganda make them to have the most beautiful mind, the loving mind of fighting for a better cause. So I don't care how beautiful you are. I don't care about the socialists of Ugandans who are even sex workers. Many socialists in Uganda, they are sex workers. They are meeting journals. They are meeting everyone because the reason why they are meeting them, because they have made them poor, they can't do anything only to meet a journal being fact, then you get something to eat. That life is already naked, the life they are living. Tulindense, we are having a country of leaders, old leaders, who are not growing. Because age means growth. These people are just decaying. Because aging is not just decay. That's why it's called growth. It's beyond the negativity of you're going to die. It also has a positivity of you to understand that you are about to die, so you have to live a better life. You have to live. You don't have to lie to people. You have to do good things because you're growing. But you have old leaders. We have old men in Uganda who are just decaying. Bavunda buvunzi, they are not growing because tosobola mwebuzaako kati tulina abakulembeze bamekaawo nga mufo ky'okutaasa abaana abato, mufo ky'okusevinga nga tukozesa obwongo bwabwe obw'obukulu tebabukozesa. They are just decaying. That is the yensonga lwaki mubadde mugamba nti everyone is mad. We are mentally disturbed, the old ones and even the younger ones. So desperately we come to the road because the desperate times call for desperate measures. Yeah, we are doing things desperately because we are definitely not in normal times. And if we are not in normal times, if you act normal, then we call you abnormal. So life is not fair. If nze ngenda kukuvuma bubanga totegeera mwana kiyatadde ku bbala nti walabye weerere, nze nalabye lutalo. I saw a war and I saw someone winning. In fact, I'm very far from my country. But when I see that girls came to the streets like the nude protests, I said, wow, now I'm seeing that we are doing something. We are fighting. Some people are fighting indeed, and they are doing a good fight. So, inze nja kufubutuka je nfubutuka nkuvume nkugambe nti oli mubbi nkugambe nti oli biki byonna byogenda okunjajiga. I don't understand you because life is not going to put something that you want to eat on your plate. Life is not a piece of cake that everyone is going to pick a piece. No, life will struggle. It's a survival for the fittest. Everyone has to do his or her job to make sure that we live in a good life because it will never be fair. And the only thing that makes life difficult is the delusion that it should be fair. It shouldn't. So, shout out to the girls and thank you guys who are making the platform. Let the fight continue. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Omwana yagambye nti tradition is peer pressure from the dead. Kwegamba for the dead. Kwegamba ye yakisummarizes bw'ato Ashraf nti ebyo byemukuliriza byabafu kubanga edda baali batugamba abakazi tebambala mpale saawa zino abakazi bazambala kati kimuba mutugamba then all I mean like things change, you know, but also culture must also protect. Culture must be able to protect the citizens. If the culture doesn't protect the citizens, then toina cho tugamba. You know, if you are claiming that this is a culture that is from the citizen, then what has your culture done to protect citizens? No, there are many Ugandans there are many women who are dying in those villages who cannot even afford to go to those hospitals because they are not even there. So what has your culture done to protect them? Nothing. You know. It has done nothing. So toina cho tugamba. First sort that, then come and talk to us. Anything you want to tell us. Yes, Kamoga.
Suna.
Yes, please.
Naye olowooza nyina ekyokwogera nze nange mbadde nze mu kifo bye nsanzeewo mwana mbadde manyi ffenna twasaze embiina era nsonyiwa busonyi nzigyako.
Okay, that's Kamoga nze mwagala bwaba talina byakogera tayogera aba talina tayiiye tayagala kwesumbuwa nnyo ng'ate tayiyiriza si byamayiyirizo. So thank you so much Kamoga. Global African Youth Platform Inclusion. What do you have to talk about? Everything I want to say. Please, you have the mic.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are listening to us. I am Ambassador Ushi Israel. I am the Global Director, Global African Youth Inclusion. And what are we simply doing? We're simply mobilizing African youth for open governance. First of all, we want to salute
Where
the
best where?
legendary.
Best in which country?
We're based in Nigeria.
Okay.
We want to salute the legendary bravery that those ladies, put out yesterday to go for that protest. We're so happy, we're so elated, and we are monitoring the proceedings of their release and looking at how to ensure that we demonize the action of that police officer who is a woman who have to molest that protester. We're angry and we're watching the proceedings and also putting in all our resources, all our moral support to ensure that true governance and open governance have its course in Africa. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have to come for this space this honorable morning to give all solidarity, give all support, and to ask that wherever we find anything that we can be of help, we are ever ready to be of help. For the ladies, most especially, we're at the level of Global African Youth Inclusion. We are going to immortalize them because they have shown the true strength of an African woman. They have shown the true strength of youths who are ready to seek for good governance in their country and in the continent at large. Whatever that is happening in Uganda today is also happening everywhere. It's also happening in Kenya. It's also happening in Ghana. It's also happening in Cape Verde. It's also happening in Nigeria. It's also happening everywhere in Africa. So we are so elated, and we want to call on all youth to please let's keep on the fight. Let's keep on the strength. Let's keep on to fight these elites who have been impoverished in their minds. Because if they are not impoverished in their minds, they wouldn't be doing, the oppression and oppressive tendencies and policies which they are using to keep Africans underneath. Well, thank you for this opportunity, and as we said, whenever that we are needed, we are available. Our space, everything is open here. We're available. You can reach out to us. We can play our own part. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day. Thank you for this opportunity.
Well, thank you so much, our brother from Nigeria. Thank you so much for coming to this space. We also saw one of the protesters in last month's protest. A gentleman was running, moving naked in the protest in Nigeria. So, yeah. Thank you so much, our brother. As also our most all our protesters are young people, so it's good to connect as Africa. Thank you. Dr. Morgan, then after Mugisha.
Just mine is a simple question to my brother from Nigeria. I'm forgetting his name. Would you please explain to us some of the activities that the Global African Youth Inclusion carries out? What are its roles? What are its purposes? So that we see where we're verging from. Hey.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Morgan. Thank you for this opportunity once again. Global African Youth Inclusion is mobilizing African youths in tandem with the African Drive and in line with the FCATA, that is the Free African Trade Initiative that is currently going on. So what we do naturally is to unite all African youths through an awareness to seek for good governance. And when there is an issue like now, what is happening in Uganda, we add our voices, we come down, we fly down to the country to engage with the government at the federal or the state level, to have a continental presence. And after that, wherever we generally seek for human rights, we generally seek for youth development and digital inclusion. And also we are focusing on collaboration for inter-African trade. That is the essence of the FCTA. That is where we are. That is what we do. Thank you.
All right, Mugisha.
Okay, thank you very much, Suna. Thank you very much, everyone who is here. For me, it will be one or two words. Me, ensonga zange ezasheshe, first of all, nzikwasiza Brayo azikwatemuko. Because this week I'm undergoing some serious medical attention. But I trust my brother Brayo will do the needful, and I thank you very much for that heart and big heart you show for your country, Brayo. I want to tell you one or two things that when I went off, because my internet is up and down, people were talking about love and everything of that nature. For me, I believe before someone loves you, you have to love yourself first. You have to find that soft spot of love inside you. You know, for example, me, when I'm so devastated with a lot of things, sometimes when I was still in high school, when nyige nnyo banempulira nga mukooyo ebintu, I would go like to a music. I listen to music. I dance so much, and by the time I go out, I feel like, okay, let's move on. So that kind of thing that could uphold my self-love, that could make me to reflect inside me of myself, could lead to the blossom of love. Because if you don't love yourself, nobody will love you, because you will be nagging. You should understand that. And when I put it in the context of the protest and everything, first of all, before you love, what could influence the self-love in you? It is your country. If the system in your country is doing well, you get a shoulder to lean on, for example, when you feel saddened or whatever. But when everything is wrong and everything you see just annoys you, the garbage, the death in Chitezi, the injustices, business is not moving well, the landlord is pushing you out, your girlfriend is pressurizing you on certain non-essential things, seeing people speaking nonsense and whatever. When all this piles up into your head, sometimes we go to the place of no return, though sometimes we can work hard to revive our mindset. So we should reflect in such things. Another thing I would love to speak about is that I'm still happy, though in mixed reactions. For example, today they closed the roads, the Nile Avenue, the Parliamental Avenue. It means that now we have put them in shockwaves like before. They are expecting that any time now, Chigozi, Esawa Yona, they are expecting. So knowing that.